guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
I'm Jeff Howard, Secretary of the Board of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
Yes. That was pretty good. I know. I was like, Chaz, you changed, right?
I know. Well, everyone has to go through a metamorphosis.
Looking sharp tonight. Sharp.
Looking a little different.
Looking short or looking sharp?
Oh,
okay. Because both are. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. And Peter Stanton here as a guest today. I get the honor of leading the Walker Basin Conservancy.
Wow. I normally have to introduce guests. You were just on it, man.
Seriously.
You're like, this is who I am.
It's like
he knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. So if this is your first time listening to the Community Cares Podcast, you can listen to us on Facebook, Instagram. We're also on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. You just type in Community Cares Podcast and we're the first thing that comes up. And that's because of people like you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for keep listening to what we're doing. I don't know why people would listen to nonprofit talk for half an hour or whatever, and so it's huge.
Definitely,
and
thank you.
I think it's great because I enjoy it, and so we found our people, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good time to get to talk about things that most people wouldn't ever get to hear about otherwise. So it's a fantastic time to do this.
Yeah, no, it's great. And thank you for being the co-host tonight, Jeff, not Chaz. Chaz had something he really did have to be at, and he was actually pretty sad he couldn't make tonight's show. But, things come up, and so he has something he needs to take care of.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to be here with you again.
Yeah, so lots of fun stuff happening in the community. We have some events coming up. One we want to mention, and we're highlighting it every week very intentionally because it's happening here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And it is a radiothon in support of Circle of Life Guest House. And it will be here. There'll be 7 stations, Lotus stations, all live here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And there'll be phones ringing and people answering them for donations. And we're all trying to raise money for Circle of Life Guest House. Great organization if you don't know about it. Stay tuned for maybe I think it's the next week's episode. We go into a little bit more detail on some of the stories of Circle of Life and what they're doing. But Circle of Life Guest House, Circle of Life Foundation is doing amazing stuff. So they're a great partner and we really appreciate them. Smiles and thank you. Of course. Well, we appreciate you watching and thank you for being a part of it. And without viewers like you, there is no Community Cares Podcast. Why would we do it if no one watched or listened? That doesn't make sense.
That's a great question. But it's good to do anyway.
I'd still come in here and talk about Nevada nonprofits.
Well, yeah.
Great.
This is why we do it, right?
That's why we do it.
People who come in.
That's right.
Talk to everybody about it. So
the date of the Radiothon is going to be February 20th, and the time will be 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. It is open to the public, so you can come and see the radio hosts and the interviews. There's going to be dignitaries and other people coming as well, and there should be food trucks and stuff, is what Chaz was saying. He's trying to get some food trucks to come down for food for you to buy.
Oh, that's great.
And so it's an event. And it's open to public. Please come down. It's interesting to see things. I already had people say, "You're letting people just come in for that?" I'm like, "Absolutely. It's going to be cool."
For sure. No, it's good for people to see what goes on down here.
Yeah. So not only are we going to be talking about the Circle of Life Guest House, but people are also invited into Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet as well. So definitely great, and it's all in benefit of the Circle of Life Guest House, who is one of our micro closet partners. So right. Great people, and we are proud to have them as partners. So the next event we're going to highlight is Eagles and Agriculture. That will be February 6th through February 9th, so next month, and that will be in Carson Valley. Wildlife enthusiasts, this one is for you. Enjoy stunning birds and adorable calves during calving.
Calving. I think it was calving. I know.
Calving?
That went through me too when I was reading it.
Is that how? Oh, he knows.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just drove through Carson Valley 2 days ago, and there are some adorable baby calves out on the ground. I mean, like days old right now.
That'll be fun. Yeah. And so you can enjoy the Eagles and the Agriculture Weekend in Carson Valley. Celebrate the arrival of a majestic raptors, including bald eagles, with an opening dinner featuring
Falconers.
Falconers?
I think
Falconers.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess I got to pre-read these before I put them in there, huh?
So those are the guys that like hold their arms out, right? You get the birds in.
That would be cool, dude.
Okay.
Whoa, that sounds
It's like during
fun.
dinner. Like
That's
awesome.
crazy.
That's really
I
cool.
love
I
it.
like that.
So, yeah, exclusive ranch tours, photography workshop, and exciting photo contest. You won't want to miss this. So definitely go and find out more online. I just found this on Reno Tahoe. So just the Chamber of Commerce website. So, and or not Chamber of Commerce. This Reno Tahoe
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
city, I think.
It's a city
Yeah,
site.
I think it's city. But great website. That's where we get most of our events, is actually from them. And they've also donated and supported Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet in the past. So
Nice.
great people, and they're doing a lot of good, and they're getting these events out to the community. So definitely check it out. You don't want to miss that. I think it'd just be fun to drive through Carson Valley and see all those calves you're talking about. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's cuter than like baby cows and falconers?
That cute falconers.
That's a vibe right there. I like it though.
Falconers.
I
That's
think you're right.
my kind of scene.
I
My kind
agree.
of scene.
Nice.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And we had a guest on, Grant Denton with Carnivox. He was on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we were talking with him. He's like, where do you get these events?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you too.
I go, this is Reno Tahoe, and I'll do Eventbrite or whatever else. I just Google. That's all I do.
Totally.
But
Also, it's the end of January, early February. Like,
right.
totally.
There's
like,
not a whole lot else to
it's
do.
difficult.
it's strange. There's some weird stuff, but it's great. I love it. I love this community. I love how vibrant it is with so many different things to do.
Ways to get involved, you know?
Yeah, and that's why we talk about the
important.
events, is so people get involved, right? Our goal is to encourage the community to get out there, be a part of what's happening. So super huge, and it's a really good thing for mental well-being to be a part of something that's not about you. Maybe you get to learn something new. Maybe you get to meet people you'll never be able to meet. But it sounds like I'm talking with people that like people in this room.
Oh, absolutely.
Big time.
So some of our listeners, I know for a fact, are more introverted, and they don't, the 1,000 people that listen or whatever, they don't want to be out all the time. Maybe they just want to listen to a podcast and hear about what's going on in the community. But even you, that introvert, because I've known some introverts. I have some friends that are introverts, and which is true. We all have to recharge. We have to recharge our battery. But we've had guests on the show that are psychologists that know the inside and outs of all of these kinds of things, and it's very clear. It is important for us as people to be in community, even just sitting in a coffee shop and doing your work. I work from coffee shops sometimes just because it's different. I mean, we have this great place, Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We're so blessed to have what we have here. But sometimes I'll work from a coffee shop because it's important just to be around people and to have that energy of people around you and drinking a cup of coffee. Come on. I love Lighthouse Coffee. Have you been over
Lighthouse
there?
Coffee is really good.
Over on the marina?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about the one in the marina. I was thinking you were talking about the one that was over on Los Altos.
Oh, that one's great.
But
That's
either
the
one of
original
them's
one.
good.
Right.
Right.
That one's great. Actually, it was my friend Hayden Moore taught him how to roast. So,
wow.
but great coffee.
I was roommates with Hayden like 10 years ago.
You know
Really?
Hayden
Yeah,
Moore?
totally.
Oh my God.
Totally.
That's
Well, see,
crazy.
Yeah, see, this is a small
Dude,
town.
That's what I love about Northern Nevada, man.
Yeah.
He
Best roommate ever. The man had an espresso machine.
Yeah, I know.
And an indefinite, like
I
an
know.
unlimited supply of
He always had
espresso
coffee.
beans.
It was
so
Best
good.
roommate ever.
And
he
they
always
never
would bring me
slept.
coffee.
Yeah.
And they
He-
never slept.
That's exactly right.
And he would bring me coffee all the time, and he was one of the best roasters ever.
Totally.
Ever. His company, or used to be his company, one of the ones he worked at, and he helped start, what was it called, Blue Sky or something like
yeah.
that.
Really?
And that one, the coffee there is just amazing. So good. And he's done like specialty stuff in San Francisco and done some crazy things. He would always bring me crazy good coffee, but I had a coffee snob phase, but I grew out of it.
I think we all did.
I love coffee still, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the best coffee at home right now. Used to always though.
Oh yeah.
You gotta like you got to let specialty coffee be special. Like it can't.
right.
It's
Yeah,
a
you can't
treat.
just
It's a
have it every
sometimes
day,
treat.
that's right.
You know?
Sometimes
It can't-
treat.
Yeah,
Right, you can't
can't
just
be
have it
every
at
day.
home and grind your beans and have it every single day. Then it's no longer special.
Well, I do grind my beans, so it is
do?
whole coffee.
Okay.
And you know, it is good. It is good. I don't want to say the brand because now I'm making this brand sound bad. But it's a little less expensive, and I get it in bulk, so that helps a lot. But I'm not going to tell the brand now. I like it. It's
Yeah.
organic. It's good, but it's definitely not as good as some of the more specialty like Hub and
Oh, yeah.
Lighthouse, and those are just so good.
So
Oh my
good.
goodness.
But you were mentioning something about being out with people, and I think these events are good to know about because wasn't you who was talking about something with the dopamine in the brain and how it actually being in front of people helps you to kind of
Yeah.
it helps refresh you.
It
more than
absolutely
anything
does.
else.
Yeah. And yes, I know introverted people are like, "No, that's not true. I'd rather be home." It's actually is true even for you.
For sure,
We
for
are
sure.
communal beings. And of course do it in doses, but that's why we highlight these events is so then you feel like, oh, there's something I can do that is in the community and I don't have to just be at home. Maybe you could just be at the event by yourself, put in some AirPods or something. But even just being around people, buying something from a food truck, some sort of interaction with a human being is vital for our community. I really believe that.
Expands your brain too a little bit. I mean, like just being out with other people, you know, you can be at home alone and do the same thing over and over again, but to actually do something different, it enhances your personality a bit.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, we grow, and I think humans are the only animals that like need that from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And I
true.
mean, I just held a 3-month-old on my way into the
Oh, yeah, little Stevie.
podcast this morning, and like Stevie needs people,
Yeah.
and we all need people,
For sure.
right? Like we all do.
It's funny having a 3-month-old baby. He gets grumpy when we don't go out. Like there's days where we just
Really?
don't go out, but he gets grumpy. He likes being held by other people. He likes being passed around. He likes seeing new things. I'm like,
That's good.
That's strange.
He asked me for a donation for the closet right when I walked in today. It was
you wanna donate
I had
that
looked
coat?
right into my eyes and was like, "That's a good looking vest, sir. Like, what are you doing with that?" Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great on our shelf. I mean,
right.
Don't you want to help people in need? Wow, jeez, what an active baby. Let's see. Rob said, yes, you did. So he's talking about probably my coffee snot phase. Yeah, he is. Hi, Dad. That's my dad. He's watching the show. If you're wondering, if you're an audio listener and you're wondering how we're talking to these people commenting, what we do is we do the show live on Facebook on Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet page. We do the show live here, and so then you can dive in and talk to the different nonprofits, talk to us if you have questions about Good Shepherd, but we want to be able to respond to you. That's what that's all about. That interaction with you, we value it quite a bit. So thank you for keeping watching and being a part of what we're doing. And you can even comment, and we'll even talk about it later if you'd like. So just let us know. All right, the final event, which is a great resource for the community, is Book a Librarian. We can help you complete online job applications, file for unemployment, set up an email address, and apply for government assistance. Make an appointment at with a librarian, and they will do their best to help you. The dates coming up are Tuesday, January 28th, 11 to 4, Monday, February 3rd, 11 to 4, and Tuesday, February 4th, 11 to 4, and future dates online as well. I love this service for people that need extra support. I really do, because you can book a librarian at your local library for free. Call them and ask them, hey, are you doing the book? Do you guys have any available appointments between that 11 to 4 window? And they will help you if you need resources, if you need assistance, if you need extra help. You're not sure where Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet is. They'll help you Google it, and you'll be able to come to Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. So there's definitely a need sometimes with some of our clients that need a little extra assistance, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you say too, complete an online job application or file for unemployment. I mean, that some people don't know how to do that inherently. I mean, it used to be easy, right? You go walk in, you fill out an application, that was it. Well, now everybody expects you to do things online, and not everybody has those tech skills.
Right.
So it's probably good that you get somebody like this to help you out with that. That's awesome.
Right. This is a great service for seniors or those in need or those that just don't know and they want to. They're like, I don't know how government assistant works. It's kind of scary and daunting. It really is.
Super daunting. And I just love it because like librarians have been hooking us up with information for, hundreds, I don't know, 1,000+ years, I'm sure, right? And this is kind of just the next iteration of that. It's like connecting people with the information that they need and like providing new ways to access it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's the person involvement you were talking about, right? Yep.
100%. No, it's huge, and I'd highly recommend if that's a service you need, definitely call your local library. I know for sure the library on Center Street, the downtown Reno Library, has it. I'm not sure if all the libraries do, so call ahead if you need to. But this is a great service for seniors and whoever else. Can
I just do like a hype, like a plug and a hype for Washoe County libraries in general?
That's great.
Amazing resource. If you're not like, I don't know about you, I'm an audiobook fiend. I listen to audiobooks all of the time. I've got the Libby app. I check out free audiobooks from the library. Sometimes I'm like, they don't have what I'm looking for. I'm like, please add this. And they do. They do. Yeah. Like they go and get it.
That's
on
awesome.
behalf of us. Yeah.
That is so cool.
So if you live here in Washoe County, check it out, man.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that piece. I know I've used Libby in the past, but my wife really uses it a lot. So it's a pretty cool service.
Yeah, gotta love it.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I know that might surprise you, but
shocking. Yeah.
What are we doing here? And there are all sorts of resources in the community. That's why we have our community resource stand here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet if you need extra help. All of our partners normally leave flyers there on different things happening and different resources you can have, so events and other things we like to share with people because we are better together. We really are. 100%. And that's why we highlight nonprofits every week, is because or nonprofits or foundations or individuals, because we are better together in this community. We truly are. So to have these community conversations with people like you, Peter, and Jeff, I want to share some stories about Jeff.
You too, Jeff.
Yeah, right. By the way, thank you. Could you step back just a little bit so we can talk?
No, you're great. You're a perfect spot. I want to tell stories about Jeff, but I can't. There's some stories I can't say. So
really?
On air. Yeah, I think
that's for a different podcast.
Different podcast.
Wow. Okay.
So,
well, I think likewise too.
Some of the things you've said, I don't know, man. I mean, just even walking in here, I'm like, what did you just say?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Huh? Yeah. Well,
I was like, that's not a good public forum to talk about that.
Well, true. Although I tried to. Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah,
not.
That's funny though.
Yeah. Movies and fun talk. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
now I'm remembering. Thank you.
I think I shared this on the podcast where you were on. One of my first memories with Jeff was like, your last name's McLaughlin. Who's your mom and dad? You knew my mom and dad. And then the next time I saw him, he came and played drums at the church where I was doing worship at. He's all like, I have a picture of you.
Totally have a picture.
I'm like, what the heck?
He was 4.
No.
Like, what?
Weird.
Well, first of all, he's like, okay, why do you have a picture of me?
Yeah.
And then,
Sir,
you're like,
take a step back.
That's what they did back then. They did.
It was a church picture. It was like a family book, right?
Yeah, they used to do
almost
that.
like a yearbook kind of thing. And for whatever reason, we still have it because you run into people all the time. It's
Dude,
like, I know who that person is. I'm pretty sure he's in the book. You know?
They did like little directories, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Just so okay, we don't need to advertise that. It sounds like I'm a stalker. I'm not.
It was funny. It was funny. It scared me for a minute. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, it scared me for a minute. I can't believe I remembered it. But,
that was funny.
Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on.
Moving on. So, Peter, thank you so much for being here. Walker Basin Conservancy. Thank you.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's all right. Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet is a mouthful too.
Yeah, you can't say that more than twice.
So a lot of people are like, Good Shepherd's
I just
clothing
went with
closet?
the closet earlier.
The
Beautiful.
closet.
Beautiful.
Ring,
I
you know?
like it.
Well, we'll talk about rebranding. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, why don't you tell us all about the organization you're part of,
happy
and share with us what's happening, maybe some exciting projects you guys are doing, or whatever else you want to share.
Yeah, and before jumping into it, man, I've worked with community organizations in Northern Nevada for, I don't know, going on 15 years now, and none of it's possible without the community as support. So coming in here today, it's awesome to see people coming together to help each other and to make folks' lives just a little bit easier. So super impressed. I hadn't been in here before, so super impressed with the operation, and it's clear there's a community of people that really care and are making a difference. So yeah, if you're listening,
Well, thank you.
This guy, be a part of it.
Sure.
Be a part of it.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Walker Basin Conservancy. So, have you guys been to Walker Lake? You know Walker Lake?
I know where
I have not been.
You know
I
where it is?
I know where it is.
Yeah.
Have not
So,
been to it.
and most folks, based out of Reno, especially if folks who are newer to the area, that sort of thing, they know it as the big lake you drive by between Reno and Las Vegas.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And so for the communities around Walker Lake, it's a lot more than that, right?
Right.
And so Walker Lake is the traditional home of the Walker River Paiute tribe. In their native language, that means trout eaters,
Oh.
and they call it agapai. And in their native language, that means trout water.
Wow.
Yeah. And so there's evidence of humans being there going back thousands and thousands of years.
Whoa.
Okay. Through the mid-1900s or 1950s through the 80s, you used to be able to get on a charter flight from Southern California to Hawthorne, Nevada to fish for Lahontan cutthroat trout.
Oh,
No
wow.
kidding.
The biggest freshwater trout in North America. So
that's crazy.
If you or your friends have ever fished Pyramid Lake, those are Lahontan cutthroat trout, right? Those giant
Really?
trout. Yeah.
Interesting.
And we're talking historically 40, 50-pound trout in Walker Lake. Trout actually went extinct in Pyramid Lake and were reintroduced from Walker Lake in the early 20th century. And since European arrival, diversion of the Walker River for agriculture has decreased the amount of water flowing into the lake.
Yeah.
Water keeps evaporating out, and it's become too salty to support fish life of any kind.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
huge cultural legacy of a fishery, right, to the Agaidakutta or Walker River Paiute tribe, to the communities of Hawthorne, of Schurz, and really Mineral County as a whole, have been pretty decimated by the collapse of a fishery at Walker Lake. And so at the Conservancy, we work with farmers and ranchers, upstream communities. That's Mason Valley, so Yerington, Smith Valley, Smith, Wellington, and then increasingly in Antelope Valley, California, and Bridgeport, California, to increase the flows of the Walker River, restore basic ecosystem function to the river, and provide a fishery at Walker Lake and resilient water supply for our communities as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is, and it's a massive project. So if you haven't been, Walker Lake is 20 it is half the size of Lake Tahoe.
Yeah. Wow.
It used to be twice as big as it is today.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So massive body of water,
Wow.
a desert jewel, right?
Yeah.
Desert jewel. So
Auto thumbs up. I didn't do that, so
Oh, well, I don't know. Somebody did it.
you can
Love
do
it.
like actions and stuff and does something. So you got a thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we've been at it. The Conservancy was established 2014. We're a local nonprofit organization. Along the way, we've worked with farmers and ranchers to acquire more water for environmental benefit than any group we're aware of in North America, like for a single cause. So we've acquired about 58% of the water that we need long-term to restore a fishery. And along the way, we've done a ton to create public access and just more resilient communities. So we opened a new state park on the East Walker River, and altogether opened about 29 miles of the Walker to public access.
Wow.
We have a huge habitat improvement program and work with our partners in the Bureau of Land Management, Forest Service,
Yeah.
Nevada State Parks, Nevada Department of Wildlife, improving wildlife habitat and reducing irrigation demand throughout the region. We've got a native plant nursery in Smith Valley, Nevada. So I don't know, when my wife and I bought our first home, I was shocked to learn that like you can't really go out and buy sagebrush or bitterbrush or even some of the more beautiful shrubs in the area.
I didn't realize that.
Stuff like desert peach, that kind of, you can't find it.
That's crazy.
And so, and the same is true for land managers, folks who need hundreds of thousands or millions of plants annually, right? So we're working to address that for our region, and then basically for northern Nevada as a whole. And what else, man? We started an environmental education program. So we've got all these awesome folks with deep science backgrounds, and so connecting our team with schools to provide place-based science education that gets kids outside, that connects kids with the river, with the state park, with all of these awesome things.
That's super cool.
And like tying it back to state curriculum and stuff like that as well.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of education, a lot of good work you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Huge.
Cool.
And couldn't do it without partners in the region. You know, we put together a summer camp program with the Boys and Girls Club down there, working to expand that into an after-school program with the Boys and Girls Clubs in Mason Valley, down in Schurz, down in Hawthorne as well. And then we're looking at being in every school in the Walker River Basin doing our environmental education program this year.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Okay, so you're not just doing the work at the Conservancy, you're actually going out into the community and showing them what it's about so they can garner interest.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. And taking, you open a science textbook in third grade and it's all these abstract concepts, right?
Yeah.
When you're out we say in the field, but on the river, really looking at them, it drives it home in a whole different way. There's a lot of evidence supporting experiential learning as a much more effective way to teach kids. And for us, we're working to create a new generation of conservation leaders in the area as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Get people excited about the outdoors.
Totally, and that's why folks live in like our beautiful region, right?
Yeah.
Like the public access is unlike anywhere else in the U.S. Beautiful mountains, everything from desert floor to beautiful agricultural fields to snow-covered peaks, and
Absolutely,
gotta love it.
I love Nevada. It's great. So well, let me ask this one first. I got like 3 questions.
There's
wait a second.
There's so much to unpack there, and I can go hours on everything from how you change water rights from irrigation to environmental benefit to what a third grade workshop looks like, right? Like it all gets me super excited.
Okay, well let's ask first. What makes you passionate about?
That was actually what I was going to ask.
Oh, you were going to ask this? Ha,
no,
gotcha.
but we're running the same line. Go ahead.
I've talked more. Go ahead.
No, please.
You first.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, so what got you excited about doing this, and how did you actually get into this area of experience?
Totally. So I've been with the Conservancy. This is my 4th year, so just over 3 years.
Yeah.
I came most recently from the PBS station locally, so putting together, leading fundraising, new program development, that sort of thing, and the opportunity.
Leading fundraising. I'm gonna pick your brain.
Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up. But the opportunity to take the professional skills that I developed in bringing people together, in building community coalitions, and bringing support into organizations, to marry that with the opportunity to advocate for a region that's had huge personal impact for me. So a couple of things I'll point out. My wife and I fell in love on the West Walker River.
Nice.
That's so cool.
In my other life, I'm on the board of Sierra Avalanche Center, big backcountry skier, that sort of thing, and some formative experiences in the mountains down there as well. And I've got to say, I moved to Nevada in 2012, and I will never forget driving up 95 to Reno as the sun set behind Mount Grant and watching, from the shade, the sun hitting Walker Lake, and thinking, what is this place?
Dude,
what
awesome.
is this place?
Yes.
And if you live here, it may not be Walker Lake. It could be Pyramid Lake. It could be Sparks Marina. It could be Lake Tahoe. It could be and it could be the forest. It could be the desert. But most of us have had an experience like that in the landscape in Nevada.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And to go from projects where I'm able to contribute my small part to direct impact and then do it again tomorrow, to projects where, man, we do these habitat improvements, or we change the way water moves, or we, invest in infrastructure, and that's there for generations.
That's right.
It's amazing,
legacy.
Incredibly powerful. Yeah, and I'll give an example of this, right? Like we were out with a group of supporters on the East Walker River at a state park, right? And about a third of the water moving down the river was because of the Walker Basin Conservancy, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
A third of the water in the river late in the season, making its way down to Walker Lake. And folks are hauling brown trout out of the river, right? Like that's why they were out there. But the truth is, we're able to get an acre foot of water moving to Walker Lake. Okay, an acre foot of water is enough to cover 1 acre in 1 foot. So maybe the size of the Good Shepherd's clothes closet from the back of the building out to the green bray out there.
Yeah,
is about an acre.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can cover all of that in a foot of water and send it to Walker Lake for $150.
Wow.
What?
That's cool.
And you can do that in perpetuity, so not just this year, but every year after, for like $3,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the opportunity to have a lasting impact, it's hard, it's a little abstract, but we're talking about putting water back in a river and saving a lake. It's profound. It's profound.
Very cool.
Yeah.
My question is going to be, how can people support you, and where does a lot of your support come from?
Yeah, definitely. So it depends on what we do, right? We've had support in a major way in partnerships with the Bureau of Reclamation and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, who's made funding available for water transactions. We just had our first large private commitment to support those transactions and eventually to create public access on a new property as well. So super excited about that. We've got, and then a lot of our on-the-ground work is supported by local donations, especially our environmental education programs, increasingly our native plant nursery as well. So if you want to help connect kids in our rural communities with quality STEM education, we'll show you what the workshops look like, take you out to the summer camp.
Cool.
We need volunteers for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we need support for those workshops as well. And then we do fundraising events too, right? We've got one coming up March 8th at Revision Brewing, just down the road here.
Nice.
It's the International Fly Fishing Festival, and we'll have a raffle to benefit the Conservancy there. And then we'll gear up in September for a big fundraiser as well called Under a Nevada Sky, which is a farm to table dinner that's a celebration of our region's ranching and farming heritage. I'm glad to hear that. We had our first dinner last year. Big success, good turnout, everything.
It was like the first annual dinner.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
cool. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was part of that.
I'd love to attend one of those for sure.
Man.
Where can I learn more about it?
walkerbasin.org.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think that's fun. I love what you guys are doing. Very green, obviously, and green. We try to be as green as possible here with what we do. I mean, it's a very green concept as well, getting clothing and giving away for free.
Yep.
And we're also partnered with Big Brother Big Sisters, and we have a bin in the back. And they recycle down to the core everything we put in there. And the only things we put in there are things that are ripped or smell like smoke. Or, we want to give our clients hope and dignity as much as possible. So we always ask our donors, please give us clean, gently used clothing.
Quality,
But sometimes we don't. So we were like, all right, we got to figure out this waste issue. And so I had a meeting with one of the people from Big Brother Big Sister. They said we have bins, and I'm like, and I love what they're doing, so that's very eco-friendly too.
For sure.
So yeah, we normally go to Earth Day every year. Do you go to Earth Day? Were you there last year?
I was not personally, but the Conservancy was. Yeah,
okay,
that's cool.
A couple of our folks were there.
Yeah, super green, great totally. People. Brian Dennison's he's been on our show. He's a good friend. So, good people. So definitely support what they're doing. If you're listening to this and you want to get involved, please do. They need volunteers. They need financial support, all sorts of things to be able to keep doing what they're doing. So I love it.
It's for a great cause, too. Anything that you can do to revitalize the environment like this, the lakes especially. I mean, I'd never heard of this before. And
if you haven't been to the area, like, reach out. So, in the past, we've done campouts and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And to help facilitate people who might otherwise not even think about going camping or not camp in the area to experience the Walker. We're talking, Yerington is an hour and 10 minutes from where we are right now, right? So easier than Pyramid Highway in traffic to get out there, right? Like, could be super, it can be really convenient and it feels like a world away. Perfect for a weekend to get away. Really cool opportunities out there.
Yeah, definitely send us the event info and we'll promote it weekly.
Thank you.
So I'll put it out there because we love supporting other nonprofits. We really do. That's our heart. When we say we're better together, we mean it. With our microcloset expansion project, with what we're doing throughout the community, with some bigger announcements we can't talk about yet, we really care about working with people and figuring out the best way to be friends with other nonprofits.
How to support each other, right? We're talking now about clothes, but what you're talking about is, clothes. It clothes people today, and it keeps families safe and warm, and and we provide them with good quality clothes. What you're talking about is something that's going to last for generations.
Ooh, legacy.
You're leaving a legacy. That's right.
Beautiful.
And that's more than admirable.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for what you do. And if you're listening to this and you like what they're doing, please support them. We really encourage it. So thank you. Anything else you want to add before we close out?
No, I appreciate the chance to connect today, see the operation here. If, One last thing to add, a lot of us take for granted where our water comes from, that it's going to be there, when we need it, and that sort of thing. And after getting some kind of behind the scenes looks into how all that plays out, how water gets there, that sort of thing, I am grateful every time the tap works. That's all I'll say there, right? A good opportunity for reflection, good opportunity to see ourselves as stewards of really blessed creation. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Super cool. Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you for coming on.
If you want to learn more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. I think this is how Chaz does it. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know all the
things. It goes
things.
up like this, I think.
Oh, there it is. Fireworks.
I did it. I got the fireworks.
Our poor audio listeners. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Without you, there is no Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And also without you, there is no Community Cares podcast. So we rely on you, the listener, more than ever before, as a small local nonprofit that's just trying to get the word out about other nonprofits. And as we grow, as we change, as we evolve this area and hopefully leave a legacy for the next generation, please consider also donating to Walker Basin Conservancy. I had to read. I cheated.
It was sly.
By the way, thanks for wearing that.
Thank you. It was a big help.
I've learned.
But yeah, please visit getclothes.org. And we do want to announce we are going to have a new fundraiser, and we're going to be having them on. Engine 8 Winery is going to be hosting us for a fundraiser. Nice. They are local, and we'll be doing that on May 15th. They're giving us the spot for free. They're not charging us. They're being super generous, great partners to us that always have given us stuff. And
where's that located?
Off Victorian Avenue in Sparks.
Oh, the one over by the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great local people. Highly recommend it. They're going to be on our show in a couple weeks. And so, yeah, please come out on May 15th. And from 6 to 8 p.m., there'll be live music, wine, and pizza all included in your ticket. Tickets run at $88 a piece. And we're going to have a lot of fun and support Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. So, thank you. We help. over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.